let's read that question again just to get back on topic.
I got you.
The longest.
Because I think I have one, so it's kind of blown up past couple days. But go ahead.
Okay. What unhappy effects of lack of restraint have you lately observed or heard? And then, obviously, yourself, anybody else. The other part of the question is of imprudence, of passion, or any other vice or folly. But unhappy.
Okay.
Go.
So, earlier this week, so Steven Crowder, he's a right-wing conservative show holder.
Louder with Crowder.
Louder with Crowder. Yep.
We got to get the tag.
I wish his last name was Chowder, by the way.
Louder with
Clam Chowder.
Yeah.
Steven Chowder.
Yeah.
The red or the white.
Oh God. Oh, only white. We don't do Manhattan style. He reviewed he touched on another channel called H3H3. Ethan Klein is the one that runs that channel, and Ethan was he was reviewing like the CDC guidelines, and like Ethan, he was like an anti-social justice warrior, but he's kind of like gone more left recently, and he said, you don't even have to think about what is going on. Just do what the CDC tells you. Don't think about it. Just do what they tell you. And Crowder took offense to, like, not offense to it, but like he kind of made fun of him a little bit. Like, you don't have to think about it. Like, just do it. Just do what, the powers say. And then Ethan, kind of clapped back at him and tried to insult him.
Was it a live debate?
So I'm getting to that actually.
Oh, okay.
They were reviewing each other's like.
Oh, it was a review. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
like Steven like reviewed his comments, and then Ethan reviewed Steven reviewing his comments.
Is this on their shows, by the way? Like
Yeah.
they're just talking about each other on
Yes.
each other's shows? Okay.
Yes. And so some troll got into Ethan's DMs impersonating Steven Crowder's like manager, trying to get him on. And then it ended up Ethan reached out to Steven Crowder saying, let's actually do a debate. And then
About time.
Yeah.
I've been thinking these guys need to do it.
Yeah.
A showdown.
Ethan and Steven?
Just like I'll watch it on TikTok or I want you to finish your thought and then I'll okay. Yeah.
So all the DMs are released. So Ethan reached out to Steven and saying like let's do a debate, let's talk about this thing that we had a disagreement about, and Steven very specifically said we're going to talk about this, about either looking into the medicine you're taking, or just doing research as opposed to just not doing any research and taking the governing body as gospel and just doing whatever they say.
Yeah.
They agreed. Steven Crowder specifically said, we don't do gotchas, we don't do any shenanigans. It's gonna be Steven, it's gonna be Ethan. It's gonna be just one-on-one. And Ethan said, yeah, definitely. So a couple days ago, they're prepping. I was watching Steven Crowder's channel. They're prepping for the debate or the discussion, whatever you want to call it. And Steven sits down in the chair and he goes, I think he's going to do whatever he can to get out of this debate. I wouldn't put it past him maybe pulling in someone else to debate for him, maybe like this Sam Cedar guy that his producer likes. And so he says that, and then 5 minutes later, Ethan comes on, and they actually have a nice chat. Like, they have a nice chat about, like, hi, how's your health? Are you, I know your wife's pregnant, all that.
They're civil.
They're very civil.
Yeah.
And as soon as Steven goes, all right, so let's kind of get into what's going on here, Ethan literally goes, oh, hey, so you said I was going to be a layup for a debate, so I prepared.
Oh my!
And he turns and goes, Dan, his producer Dan, and Ethan's camera cuts out, and the Sam Cedar guy who is like a left wing. He's been exposed as like a grifter, like a troll.
Uh-huh.
Like
So he did that to set him up.
Yeah, Ethan literally tried to set up Steven. Like, couldn't even be a man of his word.
And the way that their side probably sees it is like, oh, they're just sticking it to Crowder, you know?
So
it's like
what happened. So it all blew up. It just devolved into like.
That's horrible.
It was entertaining, but it was horrible, and everyone on everyone that's an Ethan Klein like fanboy is vehemently defending him and saying, oh, Steven lost the debate. Steven lost. He ran, and everyone else is like, Ethan, you're a piece of shit. Like, how do you do that? Like,
Well, how could he have lost it? If he's trolling him the whole time?
So what happened is that Sam Cedar comes on, and Steven like sarcastically goes, "Oh, I couldn't have seen this coming," even though he literally said like exactly what was going to happen, and they, he just basically went after Sam Cedar like, no one wants to debate you because the reason is he doesn't really debate facts. He just wants to win. So he'll talk over you. He'll build up straw mans and try and take you down.
Crowder does that sometimes.
He does that sometimes, but not like it's not to the extent of Sam Cedar. Like it's like
sometimes I get it like because I feel like just being honest, there's like even Shapiro does it too, where they'll cut off people and they're extremely rude, but then they'll also point it back and they'll be like, you're really rude, right? They'll say it to the people, and there was times when they definitely had shown like that they weren't as respectful, like they weren't respectful to the people. So I feel like, but I need to see the Sam Cedar guy for sure.
At the end they cut it off. And I've seen both sides now. So I saw Steven Crowder's side after the call cut off, and now I've seen H3H3's show get cut off, and they are like, "We did it! We showed him!" And it's like
Ethan guy,
Ethan and Sam, like they think that they like totally owned him, and like they won. And
it's really despicable. I don't mean to be super negative, but like it's just not, there's not a lot of integrity there. It's just like you can't. It's not you chose. It's like choosing, this was your battle, and it's like I don't get that.
Like, how does someone like that have a following?
Yeah, and he's like, Steven had some pretty good like
even if like it was a flipped flop. Let's say it was.
It would be terrible. I would go after Steven Crowder if he did that.
Yeah,
I would unsubscribe. Yeah. I would unsubscribe immediately.
Yeah, it's just like just like, even if you totally strike out debating, there's a lot of more honor that you tried versus. I mean, look at like,
and that's honestly
the Paul brothers.
Like honesty instead of like being like, yes, we'll debate, and then
all
of a sudden you back out the last
else.
second and like let somebody else come fight your fight or come like fight your debate just because.
You won't do it well.
Yeah, basically you're gonna have someone that doesn't give a shit about it. And I mean, I don't know who Sam Cedar is, but like you had said, like he just wants to win. There's definitely a lot of people on. There's people on both sides that will just do whatever it takes to be the only person talking in the room.
Yeah.
And that right there is, I mean, it's not in the same category, but Stephen A. Smith, in my eyes, like falls into that because the man yells more than just about anybody else I know for like in anything just to make points. And it's like you try and prove him wrong, and then you just basically like ups the emotion and the yelling tenfold just to make it seem like his point is that much better. And he just takes outrageous takes just for the hell of it because otherwise he might not have a TV show. If he wasn't the guy that takes outrageous takes or says flamboyant things, like he might not have a TV show anymore. And that's how he's built his thing. So it's like, if someone said, "Oh, I'm going to debate this guy," and all of a sudden they just swapped out and like Stephen A. Smith came and just started yelling at you and stuff, it's like, yeah, there's really no honor in that side. And that's like, and if it happened on both sides, like the same way, I would. You'd be disappointed, you unfollow, and you wouldn't follow that person more, and you would call him out on it.
Yeah, and on this on the Sam Cedar train, like you don't get to just pester people for a discussion, and like when they say, I don't want to talk to you, like you don't argue in good faith, you don't.
I think that's like
and then shoehorn yourself into someone else's podcast by backdooring into a debate, like
not in a good way.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't look at Sam Cedar there as a bad thing. I just think like there isn't a lot of good intentions there. It's more about the first act of like, hey, you committed to doing something here. From
Ethan is definitely the scummiest scumbag in this situation.
It's just like the end game there is that it was malicious. Like if anything, he's more malicious than Sam Cedar. Sam Cedar knows what he needs to do to create buzz or create an entertainment.
He came out smelling like roses.
I don't even know Sam Cedar, so it's like that's the thing. But like the other, I don't even know Ethan too. But it's just like if you step back, Like, but the thing is like that negativity sells. You know, it goes back to the whole thing about what we were talking about.
Sam Cedar gained 30,000 subscribers
See,
from Ethan's audience.
Yeah. See, what's funny though is like we talk about OnlyFans, right? It's like all that sells, and they're so incentivized to act that way.
Mhm.
You know, even
hard to
Stephen
go
A.
against
Smith.
it.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith,
but
and
at the
all
cost
of
of
Money
his
talks.
integrity.
Yeah.
them. And that's the thing is, where we
Whatever he
see.
had left.
That's the interesting thing is like
Which one?
Sam.
Oh yeah.
you brought up Stephen A. Smith, who's a good example for what I'm about to say, is because I've seen so when it shuts off, when like light shut off, he's like they've shown he's a very respectful guy. He's very nice.
Like he's not the
it's
yelling
an
actor.
actor. It's a character.
It's definitely for the
so
show.
it's like. That's the thing is you're paying for a character now. You know, it's like, and that's becomes a question of, it's much easier with sports because sports itself is just entertainment.
Right.
When you're talking about rights and things of that
like
really that apply to us.
And voting and
It's hard to watch a character totally shit on something
Right.
that's our livelihood or not livelihood, our
way of living.
civics.
It's not like that guy gets off camera and all of a sudden he's just like, I'm actually on the right, and he's like this. He's like, I'm pro 2A.
I think about
and
that.
This and
I think
that.
about
And he's
that
like,
so much.
He's
Yeah,
like
I know you do.
walking
Yeah.
through like Ron Burgundy and like and
We-
Anchorman was like, good job today, guys. He's like, bop, bop, bop. He's like folding papers and he's like high fiving the cameraman. They're like, yeah, this was great.